that they have the slight W and that they raised enough money to cover the gas money at least.
True, and it is no matter what, even if it's a fail, it's still no matter what it is, they created content the whole time. It boosted their numbers. It got them started on Kick. It wasn't an L in every regard.
Starts at like 10 minutes, and basically the gist of what happened is kind of clickbait. I thought that they got trespassed. I really did think that that's what happened when I saw. I would just assume that's what happened, right? Because they were trying to get in, and then they rejected them, and so they left, or get trespassed. But it didn't even get that far, and they drove 27 hours for this. And I will say that they have the slight W and that they raised enough money to cover the gas money at least.
True, and it is no matter what, even if it's a fail, it's still no matter what it is, they created content the whole time. It boosted their numbers. It got them started on Kick. It wasn't an L in every regard, but it was ultimately an L to go stock Keemstar's fat camp. For what? Even if you got in there, that's where you want to be right now, dude.
You want a Mountain Dew?
No! No, I cannot!
That place literally looks like hell on earth. Hey, gamer.
It's giving severe desperation, but
it is. And like pettiness and just wanting, they can only, like she said herself, she can only be motivated by like spite and like revenge. I've been mildly enjoying it just because it's like my two enemies like pointed at each other. So I'm just like, all right, have fun imploding the, collision of narcissist and cluster B personality disorders.
Collision of narcissists.
The narcissist swings between his dominant type and his recessive type, which manifests mainly after a major narcissistic injury or life crisis.
That's Ben Thorp.
No, hold on a second. And you know what else I want to say? It's actually not.
Jordan
no,
John
listen.
Listen. True.
Listen, it's not us actually that mock the person when we're with them IRL. It's you fucks.
Dude, if they all came together, that could be some power right there, I will say. But they'd all probably start gaslighting and abusing each other before they could achieve that. So
I don't know how it would have worked. Like, I don't know what they thought was going to happen. Like, obviously this was going to happen. That's what, I don't know. But they didn't get arrested or anything as far as I know. They were just like, I don't know if they were officially.
No way! Keemstar DM'd one of the owners of Kick?
Yeah, he's going for her Kick account, apparently. I got home from work and I was watching her stream and I tuned in and of course she's like drinking whiskey and playing the LOL Angels song and I was like, oh.
Enters the key and cracks the door.
No. But she mentioned that Keemstar is going after the Kick channel. I mean, he's a sadist and he's very spiteful. He goes after smaller channels. That's true. Even though Grace is a cunt, like what Keemstar does isn't right. And I do think like she's right to call out his super shady business practices of just trying to annihilate and like sabotage people behind the scenes. He doesn't believe in having like some fair game where everyone puts out their best content. He wants to destroy the competition, manipulate his audience to extract as much money and control and like sadistic pleasure out of them as possible.
IDK, what poll he thinks he has on Kick? Yeah, I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, he doesn't really have. Does he stream on Kick?
Apparently, he's friends with someone who is like one of the first streamers to like come up with Kick, so he has like he's been around long enough that and I'm sure he like blackmails people and is like who knows how it's dark. What I've seen, it all is giving dark. It's giving cold. It's giving narcissism.
It's giving dark. It's giving cold. Yeah, so we're gonna get into that, dude. I'm surprised. Anybody new just coming in, look at my new camera and how sexy it is, but it's loud. Let's just watch so that you guys can get a taste, and then after we start watching, I'll give more of my opinions on it. Yes, there is background music. It is horror music because this is a horror show.
It's Black Mirror. It's Fun Times, like spiritual warfare. This is it.
This audio is horrible.
Looks like a cop, but it could not be. What do you want me to do? Stay alive?
No.
No?
No, and then she.
Well, I don't know what you want to do.
If you don't
Those
stay
both
live,
want to stay alive. This is the highlight of the trip as the cops. Yay,
Yeah,
we got
yeah.
the cop call.
Yeah.
You're gonna really grow from this, I'm
gonna end the
sure.
So the cop pulls up. In the context before this is they're finally, after driving all the way from Rhode Island to wherever this is in Texas, approximately 27 hours. This is the
Multi-day trip,
crescendo.
thousands of dollars, like
Yeah, 27 hours of hyping this up, guys.
Okay.
for this content because
For
they
a
can't think of
fif- for
anything
a
else to do.
55-minute stream. 55 minutes.
And it was
This
at
is
like
a
3 a.m.
fail
too.
as a streamer. And
It was
I'll tell you-
literally like 3 a.m. when this happened.
Dude, she looks so
Is that a matter of law
defeated right
enforcement?
now. Oh, okay, here we go.
Because also they
driving
could
on
get
this road.
arrested in another state. Like,
So the cop asks them what they're doing, and then Ben is like, "We're driving on this road."
Yeah.
so dumb.
Is that a matter of law enforcement?
Well, it is whenever we get called saying that you're harassing.
So basically, if you guys can't hear that, because the audio is really bad on their end, but he says it is our business when because Ben asks, "Is that your business?" And then he's like, "Yeah, it's our business when we get a call that you're harassing people." And I guess what happened is that Keemstar called and said that they were honking their horn in front of the house, which they actually weren't doing. Envy, guys, I'm literally getting lunch with Envy tomorrow. Yes, this is the Thorps. I changed the title to Daddy Daughter Duo Drive because I was just like Daddy Daughter Duo Drive. That just sounds too good.
How is it harassing someone to drive on a public road?
It says, "How is it harassing someone to drive on a public road?"
So they've been like threatening him for days.
Trying to get, rise out of some people.
Do you have any?
And it's like, I mean, that is kind of a ridiculous thing to say because it's like if the cops look at your kick history, I mean,
right.
it's literally been buying a drone. They did a stream. It's not on Kick. It's on YouTube. Buying a drone at Walmart, which I guess they ended up not doing, but that's what it was titled. So like they were going to buy a drone to fly like over the fat camp if they couldn't get into it. and it's like RVing to fat camp, RVing to fat camp, RVing to fat camp, RVing to fat camp, RVing to fat camp. All of this how many is that? Like 12 streams building up to it.
Dude, seriously.
Like
Like,
just minding our own business.
yeah, that's what they said when they drove to my house and then drove to my job screaming my name out the window. Like, yeah, just driving around, right? Like,
So significant to me is and why I'm like making a stream about it is because it's a thing that they do consistently, and it's just a very like it's a very lolcow thing to do, to like consistently just be following people around, like trying to collab with people that hate you and like want nothing to do
they're
with
trying to provoke like a violent or big reaction because that's what they think their ticket to fame is for some reason.
like chasing them, dude. Oh my god, it's Richard's birthday tomorrow. Oh my god.
What the hell?
From a short of him just like body checking, like I think he thought he looked kind of sexy.
Not rich body checking.
Okay, continuing on though. Let's do this interaction.
Well, I didn't. Yeah. Okay. So are we being detained?
Okay, see, Ben has been watching some audit channels, right? He's been watching some body cam footage and some police auditors. And am I being detained? Would it under my rights, sir? The cop like walks away. I guess.
Yes, we're being.
Also, this is a town. There's like nothing else around this, and the cop says like, "I haven't seen you around here before." Like it, you know, they stick out like a sore fucking thumb. She has war paint on, for fuck's sake.
That's so spooky. It's not the same hat, but it's very, very similar. And Radio Foreman in the chat was saying, "Long way to drive to get arrested." So they're sitting. The cop.
Look at how she's like, Oh, she's in a state
You
of
can
narcissism.
tell that face, like she's kind of doing, like if you look really close, she's kind of doing that face of like
yeah, it was hard to watch because I'm like, bitch. Also, she acts so tough because she goes nowhere without her 7-foot dad. You're such a fucking pussy ass bitch. She literally goes around like, who's afraid of a 22-year-old girl when she can't go 1 hour without being emotionally regulated by her dad. For fuck's sake. You're so tough, bitch. She literally crumbles. It's all such a fake facade.
I can't disagree with that. It's definitely a facade that she has going on.
No, she's a confused, lost child.
So it's like quiet for a second.
We're not moving, are we?
I guess they're waiting. The cop is doing something. God, I can't even watch this. This is so like, 1.5 speed. Like, way to make this content a fucking nothing burger. Like, this could have been. They could have made it more interesting.
Also, why is it at 3 a.m.? Like,
They why? Yeah, why did they pull up at 3 a.m.? I guess that's just when they arrived there.
Yeah, but wouldn't they have the sense that it's 10 times sketchier to show up at 3 a.m.? Like, for fuck's sake, they have no common sense anywhere.
It is very ghoulish. It's very much like they're getting in touch with their inner demon.
Oh, everything
So
I've been watching this feels very demonic. The Thorpes have always had a strong demonic energy, and Keemstar does. He literally he's dead in the eyes. If you look at him, like, he is fucked up in the visual because demon is just exuding.
Oh yeah. Okay. What, like, dude, I was watching this on 2x speed when I watched it, and I was like, damn, I didn't realize how many gaps in
is that a
silence is it?
No, I just wondered because it's a dead end road.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if y'all got like turned around.
Didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
They didn't give you directions.
So we're headed back out to the main road here.
Okay, that's fine. Well, y'all are free to go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so then he's like, y'all are free to go. And they just head back out to the main road and give up and call that a win. Like, and so I'm gonna show you guys the aftermath of them like gloating about this, but like this is very much not a win. Like,
and the next day, as predicted, they were absolutely defeated, miserable, struggle session, and alcohol all day. It's literally, the cycles go so quick. It's absolutely maddening and bizarre to watch.
Yeah,
so everyone, it's important to take breaks, read the Bible, pray. You gotta rinse your soul out after watching this shit. I swear to God.
Yeah, but like it's like, because it's like it, and I'll give them I'll give them their little W's right here. Okay, the first W is that they made enough money to pay for the gas. Okay, yeah. They're doing pretty good on Kick. Congrats. Inspiration, need to start dual streaming over there because crazy.
About that.
And and I guess they dodged getting in further legal trouble by him calling the police before they even like approached the door. But
also,
like,
people get shot. Did they not realize that? Like in Texas, it's like,
that's true. Wings Wings isn't there, but I know that he had a gun. But they're not gonna shoot the Thorpes. But like, I mean, yeah, coming up at 3 a.m.
You're kind of scary.
I mean, you would come out like strapped at 3 a.m. if someone's walking up to my door and I didn't realize that they were live. But it's an L in the sense that like it was the most anticlimactic non-tent like that I've ever. It's like after the cops come and you're like, oh, you just pussy out after driving. Your daddy manager drives you 27 hours, and then the best that you can do after a little bit of heat from the police, and you're like, oh, sorry, I'm going back on the main road. I'm so sorry. Like, and then that's it? And then you end the stream? You don't even try to do any, and I'll get to this in a second. You don't even try to do any, like, comeback. It's like you weren't trespassed. You could have came back later. You could have came back in the morning. Or you could have even that same night, dude, like done something. They could have bought the drone and they could do that whole thing and whatever.
But if they get arrested, who's bailing them out? Like they're like in Texas. Imagine like if they really did like go, maybe that is actually registering like, oh, like we stick out like a sore thumb. There's nothing around. There's just no excuse for us to be near this place. There's not many lies to like cover it. Like
announcing their arrival was retarded, showing up at 3 a.m. Yeah. That too. Like it's like you cannot stream for a second for the sake of better content. Junk says she still has plans for more. We'll see, because it's.
I know they were not invited. They were
another day. Like, it's been over 24 hours at this point, and it's like, okay, like maybe you'll have some like big bang finale. Hopefully, I hope so, because I'm bored as shit. Like, and it's also a thing of. Okay, XP says Keem messed up hard. Should have used the castle doctrine instead of calling. I don't know what the castle doctrine is, but
like shooting them. I mean, because it's like if you can just do that. Like that's why I'm like, if they have an armed guard, like I don't know, man. It just I wouldn't risk my life to get on Keemstar's fat camp. I don't know. That's me.
Yeah, well, it's like there's just he should have waited until, because then Keem also fucked himself by kind of leaving the door open. And just not having any self-control and being impulsive and being like, yeah, I'm just gonna he made up that they were honking because they were on live. They weren't honking. He made that up instead of waiting. True. They would have, if he waited 10 minutes, they would have walked up there. They would have walked up to the door and then he'd have a confrontation. But then that goes back to the Thorp L of ruining and burning a bridge so hard that even Keemstar, whose entire shtick, is
Wings is already in talks to come back. Like, fuck off. Yeah, they're too much. And also, after this domestic violence thing, you think they're gonna want to collab with the Thorps? Like they literally just had this whole fucking. There's no sense anywhere.